If you are running a lead generation agency or thinking about starting one, then the information in this video could be worth millions to you and save you from making the same terrible decision that I made when I was scaling my cold email agency to $100,000 a month. Now, where I effed up was thinking that the same cold email tool that was perfect for generating leads for my PR agency would also be perfect for running my cold email agency. Well, today we're going to dive into one of the most advanced cold email tools that's designed specifically for cold email agencies. But first, let me clarify a few things. One, there's no such thing as the best tool for cold email. Part of this is my fault because sometimes in these YouTube videos, I lose the important nuance of the topic. So instead of asking what the best tool for cold email is, you should be asking, what's the best tool for managing 100 cold email clients that need to manage their own replies and connect their own mailboxes? See how nuanced that is? Now you can replace those details with any specific use case that you're looking to accomplish with your software. There's a lot of amazing tools out there, and one is not going to be the best at everything. But today I want to talk about a tool that solves most of the problems that cold email agencies face when managing their clients. But don't be fooled by the user-friendly interface. This software is built to do complex things that only agencies or experienced cold emails would even consider. So what are the problems that you're going to face running a cold email or lead gen agency? And if you're already running one, then these are going to sound pretty familiar. First and foremost, you need to be able to deliver great results for all of your clients. And you need a tool that's going to give you the best chance of maintaining awesome deliverability. But there's less obvious problems. Reporting. As an agency, you need to be able to scroll through all your active clients and see how all their campaigns are performing at any given moment. And this can be a pain in the butt if your tool makes you switch between workspaces or log into a bunch of different accounts. And when you're investigating the analytics of a campaign, you should be able to get detailed data about how that campaign is going. And the more data that you have, the better chance you'll be able to figure out what the problem is. You should also have an easy way to send client reports that look professional and white labeled. And this brings me to my next problem, client access. You should have control of whether your client can just see the dashboard you've made for them or if you want them to have access to handle their own replies. And speaking of replies, when you're working with reply handlers to get your clients' meetings booked, you should also have clear oversight into those conversations. Now, there is one cold email software that solves these problems better than others, and this software is called Quickmail. And they've actually been around for over a decade, but have flown under the radar in most cold email communities. If you're using a tool that has inbox rotation, a unified inbox, or free auto warmers, you can thank Quickmail for pioneering a lot of those advancements. But they've also innovated a lot of features that are specific to cold email agencies, which made me curious to want to go investigate. So now I'm going to share my screen and walk you through some of those unique features of Quickmail that I promise you have never seen before. All right, here we are inside of the Quickmail software. Now, right now, this is actually the agency view. As you can see, I've got two test clients in here, Lead Gen J and Otter PR. This is just me testing, so please ignore any analytics. This is not conducive of the results I actually get with my cold email. So we've got clients. This is a really cool feature where you can just scroll through all of your different clients and easily add them here. So this is a way to give you a really high-level oversight. You get to look at and scroll through all your clients, see if they're sending and if there's any problems. Now, what's really powerful here is campaigns. So if you've ever managed lots of clients and you want to get analytics into their campaigns, usually you have to click through a whole bunch of different dashboards. This just gives you a list of them, all of your clients, all of their campaigns, all in one dashboard. And one of my favorite things about this tool is your ability to really control and calibrate the data that you see. So you've got clients, you've got campaigns, and as you see here, you can scroll through and control the way that you view all of this data. You can filter by different data points. You can show whether you want to see the data in absolute or percent. You can do it in per lead or per email, and you can see filters here. So if you have 100 clients, you can filter by certain tags and campaigns and stuff like that. This is an amazing tool to give you a really fast oversight into all of your campaigns and how they are doing. Now, as you can see, these were all just started like yesterday. So I am very green to this tool, but I've been really impressed with the agency features that they offer. But not just the agency features. One of my favorite things about this is the control over the data and analytics. This is a little bit more of an advanced tool. So for the advanced cold emailers out there that really like and put a lot of importance on the data and analytics, you're going to be blown away by what you see next. So now we're in the analytics tab. Remember, I'm still in the agency view. So this is showing me an overview of all of my campaigns and their analytics. Now I'm going to go into the client view. So I'm going to go deeper into each client and show you how the analytics work. But just look how much more data we get in this tool than you get in other tools. Now, don't you just hate that when you start a campaign and then you keep it going and you're doing testing and then the results drop and you don't know what the hell caused the results to drop? This actually gives you week by week. So it breaks it down week by week so you can see, I made this change and that happened. I made this change and that happened. This is a deep dive into the analytics that most other platforms just don't offer. And I'm going to go deeper into the analytics in just a second once I get to the client side. Right now, I'm still an agency. This is me managing all of my clients. So team, of course, you can add as many members as you want to the agency level. So people who you want to give admin access and agency level access, this is still agency level. Now I'm going to come into settings in general to configure some of the agency settings here. So my agency will be like Lead Gen J agency. This feature right here solves a ton of problems. Deliverability test emails. So every week, Quickmail is going to test deliverability for your clients and send the reports to leadgenj.com. This is going to help me get a wide overview of how everything is delivering, and this is stuff that you would normally have to check manually. They thought about it. You can pause and unpause all clients if for some reason an emergency happens. You can add a Google Drive where you can upload files and share files. You can do email verification directly within Quickmail, and you can upload your branding. So when I send clients reports and send them their dashboard portals, which I'll show you in just a second, it will now have the Lead Gen J branding. Now this is amazing. This is definitely worth mentioning. You can set campaign metric goals. So it will turn bad metrics red and good metrics green. So you know which campaigns are having problems. And it gives you these template goals here so you can see how your campaign should be performing. Bad open rates below 20, good above 60. So you can actually leave these as is, and it will highlight campaigns that are doing good and campaigns that are doing bad. They also have really powerful API. So if you want to generate an API key, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with that API. I'm not going to go in depth into API today. So let's just dive into the client side. We're going to dive into the Lead Gen J. This is the one that we just set up, and show you what this looks like to actually build campaigns and get the analytics of a specific client. Normally that client's going to be you. So this is super cool. This forecast calculator, I bet you've never seen anything like this before. You can toggle these just to see what results would be like if you changed open rates, reply rates, if you increased the positive reply rate, the booked, the showed up. This is a really cool tool to show clients. And if you're trying to figure out what's going on in your funnel, maybe you're getting good open rates and good reply rates, but not a lot of positive reply rates. What would happen if you doubled it? You would way increase your booked meetings and your deals closed. So play around with this calculator. It is really cool. Now, one of my favorite things about Quickmail is the ability to customize. The more it does, the harder it is to use, but they've actually made it really easy to utilize a lot of their tools here. So you can customize your dashboards and let it show you what you want it to see. So there's an intro video that you can show. I actually had a good meeting with the owner of this company before I made this video, and the dude knows his stuff. He was one of the pioneers in cold email. So this dashboard also gives me a pretty good insight into how to do the basic things here. How to add email accounts, so I can go to my list. How to add leads. I can create lead lists here, and then create campaigns. Obviously I can do all of this from the left-hand side, and I'll go through that in just a moment. Let's talk about lead lists. Now you might have noticed something here on the left-hand side. You might see this little LinkedIn icon. The reason you see that is that Quickmail also integrates with LinkedIn, so you can do omni-channel outreach. You can add LinkedIn messages and connections into your campaigns, upload LinkedIn accounts, and this will actually do email and LinkedIn outreach. Now coming into the campaign section, you'll see all of these different campaigns that we just started running, literally just started running. Creating the campaigns is kind of like you may have seen in other cold email softwares, but what you have not seen is the way that they display the analytics here. Really, really powerful analytics. Obviously this one doesn't have any data yet because it is not running right now, but we've got all of these leads that have been uploaded and ready to go, and we've got the steps. So this is like what you'll see in a normal cold email sequence. We've got a two-step campaign here. We've got step 1, send that email. Step 2, wait 3 days. Step 3, send another email. Now let me just show you what other step options that I have, and this is going to be different than most other cold email sending softwares. So I'm going to hit add a new step, view all, Here's the different options that I have. I can do a LinkedIn connection, LinkedIn message, I can do an SMS, a call, visit LinkedIn profile. There's a lot more flexibility with what I can do here. And now the channels. Do I want to use email? Do I want to use LinkedIn? You can actually add multiple LinkedIn accounts and multiple email accounts to each campaign. Really powerful tool. Then of course you can set the times that you want the campaign to send, and then let me come into settings and show you some other cool stuff. There's a lot more fine-tuned control over what you do with the leads and how you operate these campaigns. I'm not going to run through each step, but just look at how many options I have for how to handle this campaign. So once you need a little bit more finer control, this gives you that control. You can also do sub-campaigns, also known as subsequences in some other tools. So when not interested, start this campaign. When no leads, start this campaign. Look at all of this different fine-tuned interest that I have. When more information, start this campaign. Booking requests, start this campaign. So it actually uses AI to categorize people like a lot of other platforms do. But now based on that AI response, you can start different subsequences and sub-campaigns automatically. Now the opportunities section, this goes hand in hand with the Unibox. This will actually categorize them using AI, interested, booking request, not interested, not the right person. So the AI is actually pretty sophisticated and from what I can tell does a very good job. The opportunities section also will include opportunities from LinkedIn and email. So it will add all of those into a central location. Now, up until now, I think I've only done LinkedIn, so that's why you only see LinkedIn here. Now, this opportunities section is also the Unibox. So let's find somebody who's interested. This guy wants to talk a little bit more. So if I want to reply to him, I can actually assign myself to this contact. By being able to assign yourself to contacts, you can actually have multiple people in here in the Unibox having conversations, and you can get an insight into each individual person, what they're saying, and how fast they are to respond. Now, we already looked at the campaign analytics and the agency analytics. Now, what do you actually show the client, or how do you get an overview of that client analytics? From the client section analytics page, this is an overview of what's happening in the client's campaigns right now, all of the campaigns together. Now, you'll get the same in-depth analytics from the client section, but what's really cool here is what they've done to allow clients to actually see and monitor their own analytics. So I'm going to come into views, workspace views, and then you can add different views with different sections in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to call it test. And I'm going to add tiles. So I'm just going to add all the tiles so you can see them. And if you don't want to show the client something, you don't have to. Maybe you're getting really bad open rates and you don't want them to see this. You can also change the way that this data is displayed for your client. So attribution type, view, absolute percentage. This way, if you're presenting information to your client, you can actually choose the very best way to present it to make the campaign look as effective as possible. Maybe you're getting a ton of clicks and not a lot of replies. Or maybe you're getting great open rates, but not a lot of replies. Now you can choose what you want that client to see. And if I want to share this with my client, I can click on these three dots, hit share, and now I have a link that I can visit that is a nice white labeled analytics portal that does not give the client the ability to change the way that that data is displayed. Really powerful tool for anybody running an agency, and this may even be a selling point on its own. Now, Quickmail is really deliverability forward. So I want to show you a couple really cool things that helps them get into the inbox. One of these is the deliverability AI, and highly recommend you looking further into this. But there's a deliverability index threshold. Quickmail lets you put mailboxes into sending groups, and I won't go too in detail there. But as a specific mailbox drops below a certain deliverability threshold, it will take that mailbox out of rotation and replace it with one that has higher deliverability until that one warms and is good enough to be put back into rotation. This keeps all of the campaigns sending optimally and actually hitting the inbox every time. This way, you don't have to check every day to see if a mailbox is hitting spam or not. You have to run through all of the different mailboxes to see how they're performing. Now you can just set the deliverability index threshold at 40, recovery index of 14, and now when a bad mailbox is caught, or that mailbox is now going to spam, it'll take it out of rotation, warm it for 14 days, and then put it back into rotation once it's better. The next thing is open tracking. So you may have known, if you follow my account, if you see my posts, that Google's getting really good at finding tracking pixels. That's why we no longer track opens anymore. And as you can see why open rates are now low, it's because of this. We've disabled open tracking. They've actually included image open tracking. This is the new way to track open rates. Because if you're already putting code in your email in the form of an image, you can sneak that open tracking code into that image. Nobody else is doing this yet. This is another really cool one, tracking delay. So we did a cold email campaign kind of recently to banks. Banks auto-open and scan every single email. So we were getting open rates of like 95%, reply rates of like 80%, but they were instant replies. And it was messing with our analytics. This tracking delay fixes that problem. Now, if we deliver an email to somebody and if it auto-opens and auto-replies, that's not tracked as a successful reply or open because of this tracking delay. Lastly, one of my favorite features for agencies is this fine-tuned way of handling team members. In Quickmail, you can add members and guests. So say you want somebody to come in and only have guest access. Maybe they can respond to opportunities or not. Here you can fine-tune the level of access that people have, but most importantly, you can see who screwed stuff up. If you have a whole bunch of people inside of a campaign making changes, now you have a change log and you can see who is in there making the changes, who did what. I can't tell you how many times I've had new team members come in and just break everything and we had no idea who did it. This solves that problem and can save you a ton of money. Now you might be thinking to yourself, that's great, Jay, but what about warming? What about pricing? I'm gonna explain some stuff to you right now. Quickmail doesn't have any warming built in. And the reason for that is the Google terms don't allow warming softwares to have warming built in. So they actually built warming into a different tool called Mailflow. Mailflow is the partner tool of Quickmail. You warm your mailboxes in here, and then you put them into Quickmail and they somewhat talk to each other. Now, one of the things that I like about Quickmail, one of the things I don't like, is it's not free unlimited warming like Instantly or Smart Lead. However, they do have to approve every mailbox that comes into the warming pool. That means it's going to be a higher quality warming pool, and if it's not free and unlimited and people actually have to pay per mailbox, then the quality is going to be higher and hopefully you end up getting a better result. So as you can see, it will track the deliverability scores of all of the mailboxes in this warming pool, and under this gold plan, I can have 100 emails warming in this warming pool at one time. All right, so how much does Quickmail cost? Now, if you're interested in signing up, you can go to quickmail.com and check it out, explore. There's a couple different pricing packages ranging from $50 to $130 per month here. That is per client. Now, a couple of things here to consider. Some of the drawbacks, in my opinion, of quickmail.com is it is going to be $130 per month per client, and it does solve a lot of problems. But another problem it might bring is you've only got 50 email addresses that you can add. And it does say free auto warmer with Mailflow here. However, if you come into Mailflow, you will see that yes, there is a free option. However, it is only up to 5 warm-up emails per day. And if you want to send at high volume to get the results that you want out of those 50 mailboxes, you should be warming 50 emails per day. So that's going to be another $100 per month per 100 emails. So that's 2 clients in that pool. So it is going to be probably close to $180 per month per client if you want to be having 50 email addresses per client. So if you're an advanced cold emailer or you're running a cold email agency, this is just a tool that I wanted to highlight and show you some of the possibilities that exist out there for you. Whether it's a good fit for you or not, it's good to be able to dive in and see what features are out there. And maybe this solves a problem that you were fighting with, that your current solution just wasn't doing, that this was able to fix for you. And if so, I hope so, and I think it's worth checking out. I also want to mention this video is sponsored. I have worked with the owner. I have talked to him. I do have a comped plan with them, and this is something that I'm actively testing and using. Am I telling you to stop your subscription on whatever you're using now? No. What I'm saying to you is that if this solves some problems that you're having running your cold email agency, or you want to get a better grasp on your analytics, this is something that you can definitely consider. And guys, I don't just work with everyone. This is a tool that actually impressed me. The deliverability metrics, the analytics, I'm a big numbers guy, and seeing the numbers that they're able to show me really impressed me. So if you're interested in signing up for Quickmail, check the link down below. Use my link, you'll save a few bucks. And I hope you enjoyed this video and this product highlight. I love doing these. I love software. I'm a huge nerd. So if you want to see more of them, let me know. And if you haven't already started it, I have a new Go High Level Masterclass. It's free on YouTube, and you can start watching it by clicking the thumbnail on this screen. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Quickmail, for sponsoring this video.